Yeah, like we're at mission completed number 28, and I kind of think there's only 38 missions in the game. I'm probably wrong about that at this point, because I feel like we're, Electronic Darkness. I feel like we're not that deep into Campaign 2, so it can't be. Like, there's gotta be a lot more in Campaign 2 still to come, right? But I don't know. Hey, Ludicrous. Alright, we're gonna gain some massive resources on the ground or something. Many of the oil fields we've secured are under attack from the United Forces. Alright, yeah, the plane I was using was the F-15C Eagle. The Super Hornet has like slightly better attack and defense, but the speed is trash. It's got, maybe I should just use this. I mean, this thing's got more HP as well, and more missiles. Maybe we just swap to the Super Hornet. You know? This isn't what I was using, but maybe we just swap it to the Super Hornet, because this plane actually does kind of just seem better. And I am going up. Up and to the left is where they said the mission was. We'll see how much I even remember how to play this. It's been 2 days. I tend to forget things after 2 days. Brain too small. Who is shooting me? What? How? Yeah, no plane customization, but there are a whole lot of planes. So, you know. I'm not really, like, I know, you know, like Ace Combat or whatever, you know, you can buy extra sub-weapons and things and bring the sub-weapon you want. In this game, there's so many planes. And I mean, the plane you're picking is kind of just going to be determined by its stats. Like, I'm never going to pick a different plane because I like its sub-weapon better. That's stupid. Or wait, do planes even have... No, I'm thinking of a totally different game. What was I just playing recently? I don't remember, but planes in this game don't have sub-weapons, do they? Every plane is just missiles and guns, I think. Have there been What was I playing recently with the... Oh, yeah, I was thinking of Spy Hunter, which has got the different sub-weapons. That's what I was thinking of. I was like, what? Why did I think that? Yeah, the 360 just turned 20, like 2 days ago or so, right? It was like... it was maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't know. I mean, this game feels just as old as it did before. Like, nothing changes. But, man, the 360 is old, huh? That's fucked up, man. 20 years ago, huh? And 20 years before that was, like, 1985, and the NES was just coming out. Feels like not much has changed. Yo, Safe C, thank you. Thank you for the 46 months. I appreciate it a ton. Hope you are doing well, of course. They're not that old. The PS2 is not retro. Retro is, like, older than that. It can't be. Oh, wow, that mission is only... That mission is only, you only get that spot for 1 cycle. It's got a 1 on it. Better not fail this, then. Yeah, I mean, in a way, like I say, like, oh man, we've got no radar this time, huh? They're jamming us. This might suck. I kind of rely on the radar for things, but what was I about to say? You know, I did watch that video that someone posted in Discord of like every cross-gen 360 launch title or whatever it was, or it was like comparing the GameCube and 360 versions of a bunch of things. And like when you put it that way, like actually looking at it, it is kind of like, yeah, I guess things have changed. You know, early 7th gen is basically just 6th gen plus, which is how it always goes, right? I feel like we don't really settle in until maybe like 2007-ish, you know? 2007's got like Modern Warfare 1, Halo 3. 2007 is like the true beginning of the 7th gen IMO. 2005 and 2006 don't count. Can you buy tapioca corn? Unfortunately, you cannot buy tapioca corn. It would be... Twitch would run into a lot of legal problems, I think, if you could do that, because they also let you bet with the tapioca corn. So the tapioca corn is not allowed to have any financial value. I think that's a rule, that you're not even allowed to give... Like, you can't even do channel points rewards that could be conceived as having a financial value to them, which... I know a streamer who gives out Steam keys to random things for channel points, so I think he's breaking that rule. But I think that's a rule. Twitch really, really wants to make sure that you all know that their fake currency is extremely not real currency. Oh, it just like, oh no, it did fire it, okay. Tapioca coin more valuable than Bitcoin? Man, I'm not a crypto bro on any level. I think Bitcoin is apparently, I think it's at like 70k right now or something. Is tapioca coin more than that? There's some multi-trillionaires in here if that's the case. $86, that's crazy, man. And to think that I was mining it when it was $30. One of those forks in the road where my life could have looked pretty different. But, whatever. And I don't know what Atari's up to these days, E-Tanks. I don't know what they're doing, but they had a minute a couple years ago where they were like all in on like crypto shit, metaverse shit. Like when all of that was happening, NFT shit, like Atari was all about that for a minute. Almost semi-surprised we didn't get the like play to earn terrible roller coaster tycoon. I know Atari, they like crawl out of their hole every couple of years to make another extremely bad roller coaster tycoon game. Which is a real shame, honestly, considering that the OGs are, like, really good. And they basically just make a crap mobile game out of it now every couple of years, and it's like, I don't know, brand coasting off goodwill from literally over 25 years ago at this point. Starting to get worried about the timer on this mission. We have a lot of time left, but there's a lot of targets, and I'm just kind of like flying aimlessly. Every once in a while, there's a little blip on the radar, and that kind of gives you a hint. But there's a whole lot of flying aimlessly going on here. I don't think I killed that. Is that... Did I not kill that either? Really? Still more? I wonder if I just did this in like a really suboptimal route or something. I must have. Just done this in like the totally wrong way. Yeah. Hey, there we go. Okay. That was a ton of money. Like, the missions in this game aren't hard. You just kind of do them. It's not that bad, really. It's not that bad, really. It's just a lot of flying the plane. The radar gimmick is honestly, like, it's something, you know? It's something that happens in a mission, so we take those. It seems that another ship of exactly the same design as Aconcagua that we destroyed exists. Well, time to reuse that mission, I guess. We've received information from captured enemy soldiers. We've also learned that the remaining strength of the United Forces land forces is congregating there. Honestly, flying a slower plane might be better for most missions, because I don't get up to too high of a speed. With that other plane, it would take me forever to turn the thing around, because I'd always just be going too fast. I think the small dots on the map, I'm not sure if this is right or not, but I think the small dots on the map are the ones that you permanently capture. and then the big dots are the ones that, like, get taken back every some number of turns. I think that might be how this is working. Hey, Bread. It's going alright today. Just chilling. It's been weirdly very productive the last couple days. Not so much on Friday. On Friday, I was too tired to move, but generally I've been, like, waking up early and getting shit done the last, like, couple days. Oof. So I guess that means I'm doing good. So you got the money to resurrect a game franchise that you're choosing with a new installment, remaster, or remake. I mean, what's dead? What's really dead right now that needs to come back? I feel like a lot of the, like Silent Hill's not dead anymore. Silent Hill would have never been my answer because I'm not really like a dedicated survival horror enjoyer. But a lot of people would say Silent Hill, but, like, I guess Silent Hill is just back, actually, so can't resurrect that anymore. Smashing Drive 2. I have been thinking a little. I looked at the list the other day. Everyone says that, everyone says that Ubisoft is apparently going to get bought by Tencent or something, which is just depressing. But if they didn't get bought by Tencent and they went out of business, I was looking at their list of old games to see if there was anything good that I would buy at auction. Not that I have the money to do that, but I'm like, what is something old that would be, like, incredibly cheap to get the rights to in this hypothetical bankruptcy auction of Ubisoft's? And really the best I could come up with is Tonic Trouble, which I think would probably still be too expensive. But, like, how expensive could Tonic Trouble be, you know? Dr. Muto 2. Well, see, Dr. Muto was... I'm not resurrecting Dr. Muto if I had the choice. That can stay dead for sure. But that was midway. I don't know. How do you think you get invited to these sorts of, like, bankruptcy auction things? Who the hell, where are these guys? These, like, red dots? Literally, where are these red dots, though? There was, like, a mountain under me. They're blasting me with missiles. I can't find these guys. Oh. They're just actually on the ground? Well, wait. They're, like, underground in there or something. What is that? Like, hello? Yeah, they might resurrect Castlevania. They haven't yet, but they, you know, by all accounts, Silent Hill F is not that bad. So maybe we're in a sort of minor Konami redemption arc, and they'll make a Castlevania game. They still haven't resurrected Castlevania, right? Ever since those, like, weird 3D games that were on, like, PS3 or something. Have they already been licensing it out for stuff? Because of Dead by Daylight. I don't keep up with that at all. I didn't know. Where the like, where are these things? There must be, like, a tunnel into this mountain or something somewhere. How? No, Gacha doesn't count. Gacha is not a real game. Okay, yeah, here we go. Hell yeah, dude. This is the best part of every game like this ever made. Oh shoot, the other one was closer. Well, we're gonna have to swing around for a second lap. Apple Arcade is also not real, correct? We're on the same page with this stuff. They stripped the gacha out and launched that on Apple Arcade when the early release bombed. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like the Sega approach has been pretty successful with licensing out their random like boomer properties to like indie teams. People liked that Shinobi game. People liked Streets of Rage 4. I think you can probably do that with Castlevania pretty successfully. You can just find, like, I don't even know who. Just like some people who once made a really good platformer and just like hire them to make a Castlevania game. It'd probably be good. There are a number of revivals we're waiting on with Sega. I don't remember if Golden Axe is one of them, but there's definitely a 3D Streets of Rage, there's definitely a Crazy Taxi, there's definitely a Jet Set Radio, I think Jet Set Radio. Castlevania from the team. See, like what I wanted to say, what I was thinking in my brain was, like, I don't know, man, just go hire like the Shovel Knight people. But the Shovel Knight people are probably too high class for that. Like you can't afford me, you know? The Shovel Knight people are probably just like, nah, we'll just do our own thing, thanks. But like some team like that, you know what I mean? Good retro style 2D platformer makers. They finally made a second game, I think, right? Didn't it just come out like a week ago? They finally made a second game and it's like a 2D Zelda type thing. Yeah. Yeah, you can't get the Bloodstained people, because the Bloodstained people are just the former Castlevania people, so that's never happening. And also Bloodstained is just kind of a proper thing at this point, right? Inti Creates has got a mixed track record, though. I don't know what are they the ones who did the Circle of the Moon games? I don't even know. I don't keep up with this stuff that closely. But I feel like they have a mixed track record. Like, they made Mighty Number 9, you know? It's just kind of like, you know? Like, you know? Oh, damn, the YF-23 Black Widow might be even better. I'm buying that. It's 500k. I'm rich, though. Well, these other planes are cheap and probably bad. Hold up, though. Wait. STN 002 Temperance. Also, this plane looks crazy. Look at that thing. Metroidvania, hold the Metroid. Look at all of that. Look at all of its health. This is like the healthiest plane. I'm gonna not buy it right now. That's got to be one of my biggest blind spots in games right now. I have never played a Metroidvania, Castlevania game, any of them. My Castlevania experience is limited to the first one on NES and that 3D one I played on Xbox. Everyone loves those games, but I've just never played them. I don't know. It's one of those things. Yeah, this plane is just objectively better. Look at attack way up, defense up, speed way up, power, whatever that is, way up, mobility the same. I was not paying attention at all to where that mission was. Hang on, where do you say to go? Where are we going? The battle for Noto Sea? Probably going out to sea then. Okay, it's north of here. If Neverland escaped the Rune Factory mines, they could make a sick Lufia. The death of handheld consoles killed a lot of series that could work if they weren't scaled up to AAA Ultra Graphics adventure. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. Because lots of people aren't making AAA suit like turbo graphics. Well, that's a thing. Like really good graphics games. I did not mean to invoke the name of the turbo graphics there. But you know what I mean. Like, I think all of these games kind of flopped for Square, unfortunately, but, I feel like in the last, like, 5 years, they made all kinds of, like, lower-budget JRPGs. They made a new Valkyrie game, they've made a new Mana game or two. They keep making those games that have weird names. Triangle Strategy, that other one, the Dio Field Chronicles, like all that type of stuff. Like you can make a kind of cheapo RPG for consoles in 2025. I think all of those games flopped, but they did it. It happened. I don't even know if Final Fantasy is too hot. I was watching Macaw yesterday, and chat was talking about like Final Fantasy 16 being bad or something. You have to wonder what they're up to. Also, man, the missiles have like a massive input delay on them with this plane. This plane actually sucks. Every time I press the fire button, it takes like a full second before the missile actually fires. It's bad. FF7 Remake is keeping the series afloat. Whatever happened to, I feel like I heard so many rumors about an FF9 remake for years and years and years. Like, literally for the last, like, I feel like it's been close to 10 years at this point, of people just like, FF9 remake, it's a confirmed thing. It is happening. Like, people just talk about like that, like it's supposed to be confirmed, and it's never materialized. Maybe all of the rumors were false. But at the same time, I think it was on, this was like a number of years ago. This might have been like 2019 or something. There was like this list from Nvidia that somehow leaked. That leaked like a bunch of unreleased games. And one of the things it released was a Final Fantasy Tactics remake, which didn't materialize for years, but finally did, and it's out now. So like that ended up being real. But FF9, who knows? Yeah, that was a pre-COVID thing, and most of it was correct. And I think that list had an FF9 remake on it that's just never materialized. Who knows? Oh man, we're fighting like crazy stuff now. Look at this guy. Look at this dude. It's likely canceled based on what leakers are saying. Alright, rip. Rip FF9 remake. I've never played. That's my other giant gaming blind spot. I have never actually finished a numbered Final Fantasy game. I've played large parts of lots of them, but I've never actually finished one. Usually I would just get stuck at some point and then give up. Yeah, for PS2 thing, I'm gonna become a Final Fantasy 10 and 12 enjoyer, I guess. Between those two games, I think I am more likely to enjoy 10. I guess 11 technically exists on PS2, but I don't think I could really play it. Like, I don't know what... I know Final Fantasy 11 officially stopped supporting PS2 at some point. I don't know if there are, like, private servers or something that support PS2, or what the goal would even be, because it's a whole-ass MMO. It's something we've never had to deal with before. So, I don't know what I would do. Oof, that really hit me. Planes. There's no PS, so you just can't, if you just literally can't play the game anymore on PS2, then, you know, there's nothing I can do. That just is what it is at that point. You know, Phantasy Star Online had offline mode, where you could play the whole game solo, and so that was perfect. I don't know if you can play it offline at all, Diablo. Maybe you know, but I've never heard of it having an offline mode like that. That ought to be it. Yep, cool. Actual good mission, by the way. Had to blow up a lot of stuff there. Ah, we're done here. We're done here. I gotta go find the next base. Oh, it's just this way. It's just this way. Oh yeah, and 10-2, of course. 10-2 is on PS2. How could I forget? And Dirge of Cerberus, of course. How could I forget? Anything else I'm missing? I think that's actually it. What is Crisis Core? Is that a PS2 game? Nah, it's a PSP game. I'm safe from Crisis Core. Awesome. Of course, the Final Fantasy XII demo that came with Dragon Quest VIII. How could I forget? I own that. I do have that on my shelf right over there, and I have played the FF12 demo that came with DQ8 before. It lives in a cardboard box on my shelf over there. The Sace Canal is a perfect place for United Forces ships to hide. Attack the remaining United Forces Navy. Gotcha. Wait, where'd they say this was? Hang on. One of these missions is called Time Limit. I don't like that. What do you mean, time limit? SSX is a solid answer, by the way, for franchise you would resurrect. SSX probably deserves it. It is a franchise and is dead, which is... You know, a lot of franchises are not dead. That maybe should be sometimes. I was gonna hit. Hey, that actually worked. Let's go. Man, it's a good thing that we're never actually gonna get to PS2 thing because the Xbox is so bulky. Because the PS2 has so many RPGs. I would be playing so many long RPGs on stream. Got the original with your Dreamcast for Christmas '99. Damn. It's kind of... It's basically... You know, it's an Ace Combat type game. It's not a serious simulation or anything. It's pretty arcadey, flight type stuff, which I do love Ace Combat, but this is the 900th time I've said this in 4.5 hours, by the way. I do love Ace Combat, but what I'm realizing is that so much of that game is held up by presentation, and every aspect of the presentation just being like driven to 11, you know, just going really hard on everything. And that's what makes it work. And that if you take all of that away, and this game does take all of that away, you're left with not terrible gameplay, but kind of repetitive and not that interesting gameplay is how I feel. Like, this game's kind of just got absolutely no plot. I feel no... What the... Okay, just start by shooting me, sure. This game's got, like, absolutely no plot. I do not care about the individual missions. It's just like, oh, okay, now I'm here, I guess. Some of the music in this game has been pretty good. Admittedly, some of the music in this game has been pretty good. But there's just nothing really exciting happening in the game. Unfortunately. That is a firm IMO, of course. But I don't think there's that much exciting going on in the game. Turn around and go for a second pass. That hit me, come on. That would have never worked if I had been the one doing it. Sort of the unique thing this game has going for it is the world map. And I feel like the world map has sort of missed potential a little bit, where they could have done some more interesting things with it. As it stands, the world map is basically just a whole lot of doing the same thing over and over. Like, whenever you want to go to a mission, you first have to sit through 4 different little mini missions where nothing interesting happens. And you blow up one plane and then it ends. And it's just like, why? Why even bother at that point? You know, here's what I would have done. Hear me out. There are those missions where there are other planes moving on the map and you have to, like, track them down. I would have made those I would have made it so that individual spots on the map are not always missions, but then there are always planes on the map. So, like, you would, you know, you're trying to get to where you're going, but you might get intercepted trying to get there by yeah, exactly, Mario 3. I would have just had the Mario 3 roving dudes on the map the whole time. And you can, you know, maybe try to outmaneuver them to get to your mission without having to fight anything, or you can just take the fight and, you know, you make money for it and stuff. That's maybe something that could have been done with the map to make it a little bit better than just, like, constantly having to do these stupid missions that don't matter anytime you want to actually go anywhere. Where are these planes? I don't know, that or some kind of territory system where instead of maps just reverting back to or instead of spots on the map just reverting back to being orange after a set number of turns, or never reverting back, it would be like they will try to take back spots that are next to spots that they own. So you have to take a spot and then take the adjacent spots to sort of secure it. and you might have to sometimes go defend a spot if you care about keeping the map under your control so that you can move around more easily. Something like that is the other idea. Star Fox 2, the missile intercepts and dogfights for like 2 minutes max, then you're back to the main goal. I mean, that's kind of how it is here. Like, the pointless map missions are never long. It's just that sometimes you have to do like 4 of them in order to get to where you're going. Like, this mission took 3 to get to. I had to do 3 kind of pointless map missions to get here. And I've probably done, I don't know, close to 100 might be an exaggeration, but I've probably done at least 50 of them at this point in the game. And it's just kind of like, go away, I'm busy. I should be able to just fly past these guys by going really fast or something. Like, you enter the mission and you can just like, it's like running from an encounter in an RPG. You just turn around and you exit the mission area and you just leave. Attack of the Tyrant. We have finally found the secret of the United Forces superweapon, Unknown. Who knows where this thing is? Our intelligence division has codenamed the weapon Tyrant. It uses concentrated light from the sun, like a giant mirror that they just reflect the light at people. They built the Mythbusters Archimedes Death Ray. Once the order to fire has been given, a central computer takes control and aims a high-energy laser at the target. Furthermore, the weapon is housed in an unmanned, automatically defended facility. Our Navy and Air Force have already received significant damage from Tyrant. Before it strikes again, nothing else in that text box. We will use our remaining military strength to create a diversion, then throw everything we have into neutralizing the weapon's defenses. We're depending on you on this one. Over and out. Okay. Dude, the guy who's giving me these missions looks like Solidus Snake. Oh, it's like all over the place. That would be a crazy twist if it was. At the end, he reveals that his name is like President George Burns or whatever Solidus's name was. And that this whole thing has been like an MGS2 prequel somehow. This is not Earth, though. This is a totally different planet, so they could never do that. The George Sears? Is that Solidus's name? Am I doubting Kojima's ability to do something that doesn't make sense? I guess so. Well, these are permanent captures, so once I finish this, I can just return to base, refill, and then do the mission. Looks like we probably have to do the mission in multiple places, though. There's like multiple Tyrant installations or something. I didn't hear much about Death Stranding 2 when it came out. I don't know if anyone played that. A lot of hype, but you've seen nothing since release. Yeah. Mostly, I kind of just saw the trailer, like the reveal trailer, where the dude comes in and starts shooting lightning out of his guitar. And it was just like, alrighty then. That's pretty cool. And then that's the last I ever heard of Death Stranding 2, other than I know it came out earlier this year. Yeah, heard absolutely nothing about that game as well. I think... Oh, is it currently... That explains it. That explains why I didn't hear much. Both those games only on PS5. Tyrant is getting ready for another attack. Its laser is now in the process of being adjusted. Gotcha.
The Allied forces used land battles to their advantage to gain control.
It's legitimately so funny to me that
So half of their total marine forces is
getting an actual cutscene here. Hang on.
Sixth Fleet of the Allied forces.
This much firepower here, there's no way we can lose. We've got twice as much here as they do. There's a heat source coming this way at high speed. What is it?
Oh no, dude, they got Tyranted. I do like a super weapon. I do like a big super weapon. But I was gonna say, it's so funny to me that the year is 2025. The year is about to be 2026. And Sega is still gonna release the next Yakuza game on PS4. Console absolutely refuses to die. I saw something earlier today. I had heard reference to this, that like apparently there's memory shortages because AI is buying up all the RAM on planet Earth at the moment, and so like, I didn't know how bad it was, but apparently right now if you just want to buy like sticks of RAM, like that is like absurdly expensive. Like you basically can't buy RAM right now, I think. Apparently that's how it is. And that is super crazy. And it makes me wonder, like, are console manufacturers just, like, taking that L? They probably bought the RAM a while ago, but if prices don't go back to normal, you know, are they just going to be taking a massive L on all of the memory prices? Or is the PS5 going to go up in price? Like, is the console that's already several $100s more expensive than I would ever pay about to get even more expensive? Yeah, that's what I saw. That like if you want like 32, but 32 is a lot of RAM, but it's like $300 for that, something like that. Black Ops 7 on a base Xbox One PS4. Is that a thing too? Console refuses to die. Which, I mean, hey, it works for me. I own a PS4, but... I can't remember the last time I bought a PS4 game. I'm not really buying these, like, ancient console versions of things. Just buy it on PC. But, I don't know. It's been a strange generation. It's been a very strange generation. My last PS4 purchase was Lost Judgment. 2021's hit game, Lost Judgment. I'm pretty sure I have that on PS4. I don't think I bought that on PC. Yeah, I definitely didn't buy it on PC because it wasn't on PC. Now that I think about it, it got ported later, so I definitely bought that on PS4. Red Dead 2 is from 2018. Which, I don't know. I don't know if it feels like it was a while ago or not. I'm gonna blow up their little Lighthouse of Alexandria looking thing there. Get out of here. Uh-oh. I think we're about to get tyranted. I think that's a mission fail. Yeah. Mission fail due to tyranting. Alright, we gotta focus the super weapon. The other targets can come later. I don't get my stuff back, though. I might load a save if I don't just do it on this attempt. I don't get my stuff back after the mission failure. Bought fewer... Yeah. That's kind of how I am, too. I have a ton of PS3 games. I have fewer PS4 games. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm dead. Alright, this is definitely a load save moment now. I'm not. I'm keeping my money. We're actually rebooting the console for this. I hate to be a complainer, but everything is just too expensive. I don't know how anyone like builds a PC today. How do you do that? I know, I love to complain. I love to complain, but I hate to be perceived as a complainer. That's what it is. blow up the little thingy, the side thingy. Got like an arm. I think we literally just have to do a whole bunch of laps on it like this and just get it one piece at a time. That didn't kill it. That panel is still up. One Piece reference. Okay, not dead. Can't really see what's going on there, but not dead. It's weird that this mission has a stated time limit in the top right corner, and then it just, like, fails way earlier than that because the tyrant fires. You know? I feel like that's a bit weird. I'm gonna make $100 by blowing up this dude. Well, I've pretty much disabled Tyrant at this point, I feel like. I will never play another One Piece game, I think. There's probably more on PS2 that I will someday play if we get to PS2 thing, actually. But, currently, no plans to ever play One Piece ever again. Man, that hit really hard. Yeah, One Piece. What's crazy is that there are One Piece games on the PS1. One Piece is ancient, dude. When it finishes, it'll be like the longest story ever told in any medium ever. Probably. I don't have a source for that. But, you know, it feels true. Oh, there's another one. My bad. I didn't realize this was over here. I thought I was just cleaning up at this point. Whoops. We got another tyrant. And it's like set up. I'm probably dead here. I think we're gonna get tyranted. Took 3.5 years to write, and it's 34 million words. What? I would rather watch all of One Piece than read that. Why Mass Effect? I get that it was popular, but... damn. Oof. Oof. Okay, well, hopefully now it's just the planes, and they just won't touch me because I said so. Yeah, maybe someone ought to write some Air Force Delta Storm fanfic. Actually give this game a plot. I'm not a very talented writer, or I would. Whenever I have to write NPC dialogue for my fishing game I'm working on, and I was writing some yesterday, literally just like, ah, shit, like I have to write 2 sentences. All right, what's he gonna say? I'm not good. I'm not a very good writer. Don't kill me, thank you. The Loud House revamped at 13.6 million words? Like, at that point, it just has to be stream of consciousness. Like, you read that. Like, there's zero editing that's happening at 13.6 million words. I'm so dead. I'm not dead. Thank you. Please end. Please end. Yes. Okay. Mission accomplished. We'll see if there were 2 tyrants there. Is that gonna all right, another thing there. We return to base and save and stuff. The dialogue so does not write itself. At least for me, the dialogue never writes itself. Maybe, this is our last mission. Alright, this is probably the last mission then. We have to find a way into Tyrant's core and destroy its control center. Alright, we gotta shoot the core, let's go. Hopefully flying inside some tunnels here. I guess that other Tyrant off to the right is just... don't worry about it. I do have both of those characters, of course I do, but I don't know, writing is hard. Writing anything is hard, I don't know. Maybe I just have standards. Maybe that's my problem, and if I just go fanfic on it, then I can actually just write whatever bullshit in the text boxes and it's fine. It's not really the correct vibe, though. Can I do this in 1 missile each? Something tells me this is not going to be first try, so I'm not too worried about it. Nah, I haven't watched sumo in a while. I fell off it a while ago, because it's really late at night. Well, it was it being really late at night, and the pirate NHK broadcast getting banned, and I don't like the... I'm a fake fan. I stopped watching because I thought that the Abema broadcast was annoying, and I didn't like that it had commercials, so I stopped watching. You even though that's the version that like 99% of restreamers stream because Abema doesn't give a shit. To be honest with you, I also just didn't really like that Midnight Sumo would talk over it. Like, he's providing the English commentary himself, because Abema is entirely in Japanese. But, like, and no offense to him or anything, but you are no Murray Johnson, you know? Need like an 87-year-old Australian man to sarcastically commentate the sumo. Did something interesting happen though? Is that why you've asked? Oh, yo, let's go. There's another white guy in sumo. All the ones from when I started watching retired. Yeah, no more Big Dan. No more Toshinoshin, of course. Actual legend who would just pick entire other sumo wrestlers up and then put them back down outside the ring. That was his one strat, and it worked until his knees died and then he had to retire. No, actual sumo wrestling. Actual sumo. There are a few people who basically just like pirate broadcasted on Twitch and who have very popular streams because, I don't know, Japan, just, whoever has the rights has just never noticed, I guess. Alright, something's gonna happen now. The core is gonna open up.
All fighters report. All that's left of Beta Squadron. Gamma Squadron was totally destroyed. This is all that's left. All fighters proceed to interior.
This is just a cutscene. I pressed circle just in case I had to do it, but nah, this is just a cutscene. Oh no, we're going in. That was fun that the cutscene had the game UI over it. Oh shit. Alright, it is officially, seriously now happening. Check this out. I'm gonna try to play this a little bit slower. I feel like my plane is just accelerating in a way that I am not comfy with. Also, my health isn't great, so I'm kind of wondering if I'm just gonna die in this hallway, just to like the guns on the way to the core. That's pretty cool, though. GG's to Aonishiki. Oh, damn. Now that's a core. Yeah, you win all kinds of weird stuff, right? That's a thing. Sponsors will sponsor with money, but also like some really strange prizes. The entire cow's worth of beef. This is cool. I do like this. Obviously, you do kind of have to save this energy for the end of the game. Because, like, dude, this is the end of the game. But just more... I don't know. I like this, though. This is good. Good to see the game being creative. I think I'm just leaving now. I think that was only a part of the core. And now we're going in here. Oh. I guess that was the light switch. Or I'm just leaving now, actually. No, we're going back into the core. Okay. We've exposed the true reactor at the center of it. Fire some missiles in there. That seems good. I do love this, like, classic sci-fi shoot the core type stuff when it shows up in games. It's good every time. I love a core. It's a shame that we're probably... I feel like we're not getting the escape mission here, though. When we shot that, this should have been in gameplay. The whole building should have started blowing up as we fly back out of the tunnel. With like a big red timer on screen too, would have been perfect. Oh, and there's your credits. Stop the timer, GG. Didn't really expect them. Map tool programmer. Map gimmick programmer. I want to be Shinichi Watanabe, the map gimmick programmer. Who's probably the guy in charge of, like, the radar jamming in that one mission. Well, maybe by map gimmick they mean, like, the overworld. really small team on this game, which kind of makes sense. This game was made by like 20 people. Was I anime the whole... Wait, was I... Were you like an anime girl the whole time? Wait, I don't think they ever showed your face before that. Did they hit me with the Metroid reveal? Were you an anime girl the whole time? The battle continues. Who will win? Who will lose? Who will live? Who will die? We don't have time to ponder these questions. The next mission is almost upon us. They did make a third game in this series, by the way. The sequel hook was followed up on. That might just be telling me to go 100% the game, though. I don't know. Oh, wait. Number completed 0. It like maybe it's reset me back to the start of the game. Maybe we're in New Game Plus now. Hang on, I gotta check this. If I load that, what happens? Yeah, we're just in New Game Plus now. Or are we? Wait. Is this like post-game or something? I feel like this isn't the map from the first campaign. Briefing. Okay, no, it is the map from the first campaign. Alright, well, that is that then. I don't think there was anything else going on here. So give me 1 second to get this set up, and we'll wrap this thing up. Oh, we're already on this layout. Whoops. I meant to swap to this, but I guess I already swapped to it. Anyway, that was game number 128. Airforce Delta Storm. Beat it in 5 hours and 9 minutes, which is longer than the How Long to Beat, but I bet the How Long to Beat people were just going off the in-game timer, which said 3.5, so I'm gonna say we're fine here. I don't think I think we're fine. No sewers. Entire game took place outside except for that ending bit and that one tunnel from earlier in the stream as well. But how was that? Was Airforce Delta Storm any good? I don't know. Serviceable. Like, this game was serviceable and probably better than Top Gun Combat Zones. I haven't played Top Gun Combat Zones in a while, and to be honest, I've sort of forgotten, but I remember hating that game. Let me actually look at my review for that, see if it jogs any memories. But that's kind of the only other game like this I've had to play in a console challenge so far. Yeah, I gave that game a 1, and I called it a very bland flight game with zero connection to Top Gun. So, like, it's serviceable. Sometimes it does something neat, like the ending. Or the super weapons. There were 1 or 2 super weapons that we fought as well. And it's like, alright, okay, you know. Those are good. I would say those are good. But it's mostly a not that interesting game. It's a whole lot of blowing up the same targets in like the same looking maps. Sometimes they literally do just reuse missions, where I did just do the same mission twice, except it would be somewhere else on the map now. You know, you'd go to some city and defend it, and then 20 minutes later, they send you to a different city, and when you get into it, it's literally the same city map. And not only is it the same city map, but all the enemy placements are the same too. So it is literally just the same mission twice. And they pulled that, I think, 2 different times during the playthrough, which is stupid. You know, there's a lot of repetition in having to do the little mini missions as you move around the map. And, you know, we talked about my ideas, my backseat game designer ideas for the map and how it could maybe be made more fun. But it's just a lot of, without really any kind of narrative, the game is gonna live or die by like the fun of its gameplay, and the gameplay is just kind of middling, so I'm giving it a 2. It's like a mid to high 2. Like, if there were just a few more interesting missions, like if every third mission was something kind of cool, then I could give this a 3. But instead it was like every 15th mission was something kind of cool. So that's not great. That's not great.